Hey everybody, John Place here. It's that time of the year again where I make my own custom wrapping paper. If you haven't seen it before, I'll show it to you, but every time I post it, everybody asks how I do it. So this year I decided I'll make a quick video and I'll show you how to make your own wrapping paper. It's pretty cool and it looks pretty much like this. Here's one. And I like to do a couple different designs. I'll take usually the same design, like this is blue, and then I'll make a red version and maybe switch it up a little bit. So I use two different photos in here. Here's one from a couple years ago. I've been doing this for about 5 years now. Here's me wrapping, what it looks like. It always brings a smile to somebody's face when you hand them a gift and it's your ugly mug on the front of it. It's pretty cool. Here's some gifts underneath the tree. They always know who they came from. And then here's this is from a few years ago. If you can see those okay. Go back through them one more time. There's the red one, and there's a blue one. Alright, so you're going to need Photoshop. You're going to need a little bit of Photoshop skills, nothing too crazy. You don't have to take classes, you don't have to go to seminars or anything like that. I'm going to show you, it's only a couple tools you're going to need. And that's pretty much it. So, let's get started. Okay, so the first thing you're going to need is a nice picture of yourself. You want to use a high-resolution camera. You don't really want any low-res pictures, or usually anything taken from the internet. It's going to be too low-res for print. You want your print to be as bright and crisp as possible. So let me show you the picture I have. I like to use myself, and I'm always doing thumbs up like this. So what better to put on somebody's wrapping paper than me doing my goofy little self. So here's what I have here. I took it in front of a green screen. So I'll show you how to remove green screen, or you can use any kind of plain background. It's harder to remove yourself from that picture if there's trees in the background or all kinds of crazy mess. So if you can take it in front of a green screen, great. If not, in front of a plain white wall or a beige wall, something like that, some kind of a solid wall. Here's how I remove it. This is what you're going to need to do. All right. So what I do is I take I go to up here at the top where it says select. I go down to color range. I hold down shift. I'm using a Mac, so all of my key commands will be for Mac. So I hold down shift and I click. And you see as I click how the color changes. So what I'll do is I'll just click and just drag that little dropper all around in the green area. See how it's starting to turn white? And then we'll do it over on this side. Same thing, just move it all around in the areas where it's green. A little bit more over here. A little bit near my head. A little bit up here by my hair. And then you can we'll do that. Then click OK. Now, any place where there's white, like right here in my shirt, there's going to be some stuff. We're going to remove that. So click OK. See how all inside here? Now, what you want to do is just hold down Option and go to this little, not the lasso tool, but the, whatever you call this, polygon lasso tool. And just hold down Option and then just circle in all the parts that have that, and it'll start removing. And just get it as close as you can to it. Oh, and I just kind of go all over and just take out all these spots here. This actually wasn't a very good selection. I probably would have gone back and redone this one, but this works pretty well. So I just keep tracing. Doesn't have to be perfect, because the next step will, see how I just took all that away? So now what I do is I go back to select, I select the inverse, because right now I'm selected, so if I select, or I'm sorry, the outside selected, if I do inverse, now just I'm selected. Then go to select again, and go to refine edge, and bam. Now you can still see some green around my hair up there, but if you turn on like Smart Radius and jack that up some, see how I just took all that away? Made it nice. It's actually pretty good. I'm not going to do anything else with that. But see, it's nice and clean. Click OK. And now you have your original and then the transparent. Okay? So that's the first step. You're going to need to do that. Because what we're going to do is we're going to build a nice wreath, however you say it, wreath. We're going to build a nice wreath. Or you can have like the word Merry Christmas and have you popping out of it. But we want, we don't just want you in a box. We want to make it look a little more stylized. So you want to cut yourself out. Okay? So now I can pretty much, whoops. Let's try that again. Now, see, I can just move it all around. I can put anything I want in the background, like even if I want my original one back there. See, now it's going to go on top of anything. Okay? So now the next step, what I would do is, let's minimize this, is I'll go to the internet and I'll try to find a nice holiday looking background. Okay? So I don't know, I would probably start with just typing in Christmas background. And see, we have what coming up here. Now, the first thing I do is I click on images. I go to search tools, right here where it says size. Now, usually I would do large, but because I'm printing this on a 11 by 17 sheet of paper, I want it as big as possible so that it'll be nice and crisp. So usually I'll just drop it down to, I don't know, 10 megapixels to see what I can find. There's all kinds of stuff here. Now with wrapping paper, all of the designs are always, they're always repeated over and over. So I probably wouldn't use like this one. I would use more like, let's see what I can find. Let's see what, well, this is nice, this blue, I like that. Let's see, really quick. I'm not going to spend too much time. This is kind of cool, this Christmas tree in the backdrop. I wouldn't use anything like this. Because it's just going to be something in the background. It's not going to be, and I wouldn't use actual wrapping paper because I'm going to be making my own. So let's go back with that blue one. I like this. This is nice. And if you do view image, see how big it is? It's huge, which is going to be awesome when we make our, you can't even see it all on the same screen. So now what you do is control click it, or right click it, or something click it. There you go. Save image as. Stick it in your wrapping paper folder, and you're good to go. Go back to Photoshop. Go to File, New. We're going to do the size of the paper that I get printed is 11 by 17. All right, so we'll do 17 wide, 11 high at 300 dpi. Anything on internet, you can get away with 72 dpi, but with printing, you want at least 300 dpi for printing. Okay, and then the color mode, I always do it in CMYK, depending on who the press is. Some use 4-color process, some use 3-color process, but I just go with the CMYK because I know that the place I use uses CMYK color. All right, so click OK. This is going to be your entire sheet. Okay. So now what you want to do is you want to just drag in that holiday background. You can just drag and drop it. Resize it. You see it almost fills up the whole page, so it's going to be nice and crisp when we actually print this. So I'll just resize it a little bit. And you can either bring it down or bring it up. I'm going to go with here. This is probably a little busier than I would have used, but normally that's okay. Now, you want to find a wreath. So go back. Same thing. Type in, look for a holiday wreath. Now, you want something, same thing, nice and big. Go to search tools, go to size, go to larger than. Again, I always start at like 10 megapixels, see what I can find. Now, the larger you get on the search, your results aren't going to be as great. You're not going to have as many because they might not be pictures that huge. Now, right off the bat, this is a nice wreath here. Okay, so if you click on that and click View Image, see, and if I click it, it'll zoom in. See how nice and crisp that is? It's huge. It's beautiful. We are definitely going to use this one. So right-click it or control-click it, save as, save, and then go back into Photoshop. Now I'll just open it in Photoshop, so go to Open, because I want it nice and big when I remove the white background, because we're going to want to do that again too. Okay, So desktop is my wrapping paper, and we'll go with this wreath. Oh, actually, look at this. Goal, score. This is actually already transparent, so I don't have to do any work to this. Let me show you something. If you go back to Google and you're doing a search, in this more tools, oops, I'm sorry. In the search tools, if you go to color and you go to transparent, it'll actually only find images that are already transparent, and you don't have to do anything to. Ooh, actually, I think I like this one even better. It's nice and full. Actually, I think I'm going to use this one. So let's click that one and take a look at it. And you can tell it's transparent by two things. One, if you see the little checkerboard in the background, that means it's transparent. Or usually PNG files are transparent. So let's view that. Yeah, that's a really nice one. See how nice and crisp that is? And this one's a little more full, so let's do that one instead. I like this one. So let's save that. Let's go back, go to File. Let's close this one. I'm not going to use that one. Thanks for playing, but no. No, oops. Let's go back, open. Let's open this nice new one. Yeah, we like that one. So I'll just Command A to select all, or you can go up to File, select, or Edit, select all, or File, select, whatever it is. It's up here somewhere. I never use it, so I don't know. So I just do Command A for all, and then Command X or C. X is cut, C is copy. Go back over to here, paste it. Now what I like to do is on my wrapping paper, the center, I like to have a nice big picture of me in the center, because I'm mostly wrapping smaller boxes, like, sorry, this is a mess, but you know, smaller boxes like this. I wouldn't wrap a bicycle or a TV, but little boxes like this is great. So usually the center logo, I make about 4 inches big, and then all the other ones I make about half that size, about 2 inches. So let's do that. And how you can tell it's 4 inches, if you have a ruler up here, and usually I'll just kind of snap this to the edge. Now you can drag out a guide to 4 inches, and then just, I hold down Shift. If you hold down Shift and drag, it'll keep everything proportioned. If I let go of Shift, see how it makes it all weird? You don't want to do that, because you just don't want to do that. So hold down Shift, drag it up to 4, and then press Enter, and you're good to go. And then there's your nice centerpiece, okay? Okay, so how do you know where the center is? What you do is you just click on the background. Oops, click on the background here. And you see this little dot pops up? That's the center of the sheet. So usually I'll just drag over a guide. If you click up here in these little rulers, click it down. See how you can drag these guides? Drag that down. Now you know exactly where the center is. Now I'll just select the wreath. Same thing, you see how it has a little dot in the center? Just bring that over here. Boom. That's the center of your wrapping paper, okay? Now, next step, go back to your pretty picture. Look at that, okay? I do Command A to select all, Command C to copy, or Command X to cut, and then Command V to paste it. There it is. Now, we're not going to do that because I didn't bring over the masking layers. So let's not do that. Let's go back. Undo. All right, so how do we drag that over? Just remove this here, and then just drag over the layer, and now it's in there nice and pretty. Now there might be a little bit of touch up, like see the edges on here? You know, that might have not have removed completely, so I'll just take the eraser tool, make it a little bigger than that even, and then just get rid of the edges here. Now there's a million other ways to do this. This is just how I'm doing it. So all the Photoshop experts out there that are saying, oh, you don't do it that way, you do it this way. This is how I'm doing it. Make your own video. Anyway, now, let's zoom this puppy in a little bit. Now what I'm going to do is make this smaller. I'm going to stick me in right there. Just like, I don't want the bow in my head like that. It'll look like I'm wearing a bow. So we'll do it like this. Now, how do you make it look like I'm sticking through the wreath? Well, we're just going to go back to the wreath layer, which is this one. Take your, I don't know, what do you call this? I think it's called a polygon. Yeah, polygon lasso tool. And then I'll just cut out the area that I want. I'll do copy. I'll do paste. I'll bring this layer above all of the others. And there it is. I'll just have to adjust myself down a little more so I'm behind everything. There you go. Now I'm sticking out of the wreath, just like that. Let's get rid of these guides so they're not in the way here. Alright, so there's that. There's the first step. Now I could get other pictures and stuff. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to now take this one. So now it's in 3 different pieces. You have the overlay that's hiding me behind. You have my picture. And then you have the wreath. So what I usually do from there is I just highlight. If you press Command and click each one, see how it selected them? And then I press Control, click, and go to Merge Layers. What it's going to do is just flatten those layers together. Now it's all one image. Okay? If you press Control, Option and drag it, it'll make a duplicate. Now remember, I said I usually make the first one 4 inches, and I'll make the others 2 inches. So again, I'll go over to my guides, drag out 2 inches. No, that's going to be way too small. Oh no, that's only 1. There. So now let's drag this over here. Hold down Shift so it stays in proportion. Boom. Zoom in a little. Okay. Now, I pretty much just start staggering the logos. Now what I do though is I don't make them all face one direction. I'll do one row facing down and the other row facing up. That way, whichever direction you're looking at the package, it's always facing you in some way, okay? So and I space them out evenly. So what I'll do is I'll put one in the corner, then I'll do the Option, drag, I'll put another one right next to it, I'll put a 3rd one, put a 4th one, 5th one, 6, 7. So we'll drag a bunch. Now I'll just go to every other one and just delete that one. Delete, 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 and delete. And then I'll grab all 4 of these and just kind of center them. And then I'll hold down Option, make a duplicate like this. And then we can just rotate those over and then just stagger them. Now again, I usually like using different pictures of myself for the next set just because, I don't know, it just looks cooler. But for this tutorial, we're not going to do that. And then you see I have an empty area over here. So I'll just grab one of these. Oops, hold on. Yep, I'll grab one of these. Why are they all selected? Hold on. Yeah, grab one of these and then do the same thing and just drag it over there. Now, see how this one's touching? What I'll probably do, just so I don't have to do much work, is just select everything. And I'll probably just scale it down slightly, even a little more. Maybe it'll just be 1 inch instead of 2. Or 1.5 inches or so. Doesn't have to be exact. Okay, so there's that. Now I'll just do the same thing. I'll just do Option, drag it, put a set here, or you know what, let's do it right here. And then do another set here. Now these 2 I'm just going to get rid of because they're right on top of me. I don't want that. And that's pretty much it. Now, one other thing, just so they don't blend in, I can either blur out the background more, like this, go up to filter, go to blur, oops, filter, blur, do a Gaussian blur, and then you can adjust it here. So see how I can make it very blurry, which isn't too bad, but I would probably make it just slightly blurry. Well, here's sharp. Make it a little blurrier maybe, and then you see I have all these layers. Normally I'd probably make 2 lines and merge them together, so I wouldn't have as many. But for this one, we'll just do that, and then we'll select all of them, and then we'll merge it. So now all the background. Oh, look at that little guy. He got away from me. So let's erase him. We'll just select that. Press delete there. Now he's gone. Now what I'll do is around all of this is I'll probably put a little bit of a glow. So do an outer glow. Do white. Make it normal. And then make it a little bigger. See, that makes it stick out more. Or instead of white, maybe yellow. Nah, maybe red. I don't know. Nah. I'm just going to stick with white. Helps it stand out a little more. Alright. Now from here, you're pretty much done. Maybe one other thing I would have done is maybe put Happy Holidays, or you can put any kind of text under there or under each one. That's most likely what I would have done, is put Happy Holidays or Merry Christmas, or if it's a Hanukkah thing, or birthday, Happy Birthday. You can make any type of wrapping paper. But we're going to say that this is done for now, okay? So all you're going to do now is just save as, call it whatever. Just save it as a JPEG. Save. Put that image onto a thumb drive, and what I do is I go to Office Depot, and it comes out to about $1 a sheet. They're 11 by 17, full color on their laser printers. They'll print them out right there. I'll print out about 25, 30 of them at a time. They're about $1 a sheet, but sometimes they have coupons for 30% off if you use the printing facility there, and you can get them for about 70 cents a sheet. Take those home and just start wrapping up your gifts, and you'll see people. It's just funny. You hand them a gift, they just start laughing. Everybody just starts laughing no matter what. And the goofier the picture you can put of yourself on it, the better. They just start dying. It's funny. I've had actually people that don't even want to unwrap the gift that I gave them because they thought it was so funny. This one person, he had it on his desk for, I don't know, about 6 months before he actually opened it up to see what was inside, because he didn't want to mess it up. Or they'll open it very softly so they don't rip it or anything like that. Anyway, this is my quick tutorial on how to make your own wrapping paper. If you have any questions, you can find me on Facebook. It's facebook.com/JohnPlaceNet. I'm on Instagram, JohnPlaceNet. Pretty much anything social media wise, if you search John Place Net, you'll find me. Alright, thanks a lot. See you next time. Bye.